Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Geek Centurions. It's me, your good old pal Eli, and with good old Joey and Daniel. We're all here to talk about a certain movie that we all know about. That we're all going to have a very fun time just basically dissecting it. Yeah, if you're the title, we're talking about Dragon Ball Evolution, and Dragon Ball Evolution has a very sour taste in everyone's mouth in this little chat room.
You could say that.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
It's like, listen, the wounds are still deep. The wounds still hurt.
I mean, yeah, it's awful. The writer of the film, he came out and apologized. I think we're pretty much past the point where we could just look back at it and laugh now.
Yeah. So I'll say this: the reason I wanted to do this episode was because a friend of mine on Facebook was telling everyone that, for one, he and his girlfriend, fiance, forgot their relationship status. Don't really, unless I'm invited, then you'll know. But basically, he was saying that, what do I do when my girlfriend, fiance is into Dragon Ball Evolution? I don't know what to do. To which I responded, I can't do anything about it. I'm just gonna lend you my energy so you can spirit bomb that shit. That's a deep cut that you don't know. Yeah, if we're about to go full like Dragon Ball and Z like nerd rage right now. Not nerd rage. I think we're all at a point where we can all immediately equally say it's a terrible movie. We're not gonna like start raging at it. When I get someone to start raging at it, I get Kelvin. He knows that I release that anger.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one that's gonna start screaming so loud. I'm like, Kelvin, stop! We're not in Dragon Ball Z. Kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's start off as to why this failed as an adaptation. So, Joy, you being the film guy, well, how do you feel it fails as an adaptation?
Well, I mean, to cut to the simple points of, I guess when it comes to Dragon Ball Evolution as a adaptation of the original Dragon Ball, and that's something we also have to just think about as well, because I feel like a lot of people, when a lot of people heard about the movie, a lot of people have more of a connection to Dragon Ball Z than Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah.
Just because Z is sort of seen as the more popular one.
It's the one that we all refer to. It's the one that we all grew up on.
I mean, yeah, like it's right there, on Toonami, Cartoon Network, and all that. That's pretty much the one that we all are familiar with and grew up with.
Yeah, it's the one where the most memes came out of.
Yeah,
it's where it all started.
So I think for at least a good chunk of people, they felt it was going to be an adaptation of Z. It was not. It's an adaptation of the original Dragon Ball. But even then, when we look at it, I guess from that perspective, there's a lot of things they've changed in Dragon Ball Evolution. If you haven't seen Dragon Ball Evolution, then don't watch it. First of all,
we can't say that enough.
Unless you're trying to unless you're, I don't know, really want to get drunk and just watch a bad movie, then go ahead. But the main thing about, I think, Dragon Ball Evolution is just the characterization of a lot of different characters. Obviously, I think Goku is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Just how Goku is characterized. And we're not talking about how he's white, because I think that's an entirely separate discussion.
We can go into that another day, but yeah.
Listen, if he was Asian and he still acted the same way he does in this movie, people would still call him a bad Goku.
Yeah.
But yeah, because Goku is very seen as he likes to train and fight, and he's sort of the prototypical shonen protagonist that all other shonens after Dragon Ball have taken their notes from. He trains hard. He looks for a strong opponent to fight, that sort of thing. In Dragon Ball Evolution, however, he's just, they sort of, I guess, turn him into a regular high school dude. who only cares about being cool and gets annoyed by having to train with his grandpa Gohan
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, right? Which is completely not Goku. I'm pretty sure
He's worried about getting that hot girl Chi Chi, and I'm like, wait, no, that's not how the what?
That's not how any of this works.
No, what?
Yeah.
And they're all in high school and they're doing like weird high school shenaniganery.
Yeah, so from there, not only we have some like weird characterizations of some of our favorite characters, but a lot of big major differences. Like again, we said that Gohan was Goku's grandfather, and it is completely different from the manga and anime. Gohan is Goku's son and everything. And again, like with the way Goku meets Chi Chi, he doesn't have like a crush on Chi Chi or anything. He just doesn't know like what marriage was, and just I don't know what to say.
Was.
That either. So he's like, okay, yeah, I promised to marry you, and then later on, eventually, he comes to the bite him. So like, hey, you promised Goku, and that's how they got hitched. Here though, it's just I'm in high school and I like that girl a lot, and I want to date her.
You want to know what's one of my like? This continues talking about the weird adaptations. The whole conversation about Namekians, or I think they called it something different in the movie. I think it's a dynamics or something like that.
I don't remember. Like I'm pulling at most vague bullet points from my brain. But yeah, like obviously, like Goku and I think one of the interesting things that I remember is the first time Goku and Bulma meet. Obviously, it's completely different because Goku's like, "Who the fuck are you?" in the manga, right? He's like, "I don't like what's a girl" kind of thing, right? He doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He even asks like, "Where's your little like?" We don't have that.
Yeah, which it's very bizarre.
Yeah, like
but
yeah, we get some weird jokes like your Dragon Balls are missing, and God, that was.
Oh god. Listen, Dragon Ball was a little raunchy back in the day.
It's when you go back and watch it, it's a bit more raunchy than what it was before now.
It's like what? Okay, yeah. Oh god, Goku needs to have ooh, keep going.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're raised by an old man in the rural areas, and you don't. Yeah. But at least in terms of in the movie, like Bulma is obviously, I think, like she's definitely older.
Yeah, she's older.
Yeah, because I guess to be fair, when we talk about the original Dragon Ball, Goku's like what? Like
he's a teenager.
Like he's a teenager, but not like
he's on the short side.
Yeah, but he's not like 16, 17. He's like 15 at most.
I want to say 13.
I mean, I'll just say he's a sophomore.
He's a little younger than that. I'll say that.
Okay, freshman.
Yeah, Bulma was reaching up into the 18, 19 range in the manga. Here, because they obviously aged Goku up, which I feel like is partially the reason why they just decided to set it in high school in the first place. Because I don't know. I guess for an American audience, it'd be weird for like. I guess it was either weird that a 13, 14-year-old would be doing all these kinds of stuff realistically, or they just couldn't cast a person that young to be doing whatever they were going to be doing. They couldn't find a reliable kid actor.
I think what happened is that they were trying to make it more mainstream and more like for an audience that's never seen Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. Because like it's like what you said, most people know it for like the golden hair, Super Saiyan, Frieza, Cell, and all that good stuff. We grew up on that. We at least knew about the Dragon Ball era.
Yeah.
Because they always like referenced it back then, like Goku being able to beat King Piccolo and stuff like that. I'm like, wait, if he's King Piccolo, then who are you? Then he's like, then I'm Piccolo Junior. I don't call myself Piccolo Junior. I just call myself Piccolo. I'm like, all right, sure, I'm not gonna question anymore. Goku clearly killed someone's daddy. That's all.
In that and like how in Dragon Ball, obviously Tien and Yamcha were like bad guys, in Dragon Ball, but they eventually became allies and sort of just hang out with Goku in Dragon Ball Z. They don't go into it, but like there's still that bit of history.
Yeah, like you knew they were friends.
Yeah, but it's just all kinds of. I think, yeah, it's just all kind. I think you were all right. In terms of like, this is sort of just like, let's just take the property, and people are gonna come and see it. They don't know what the hell Dragon Ball is. Let's just try to like just take stuff out and then put other stuff in. It's like they looked at a jigsaw puzzle, and they knew that when they put it together, not everyone's gonna get it. So they just replaced a bunch of parts of the pieces of the puzzle and put new pieces that don't fit at all to try to make it make sense to people who've never seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best analogy I can think of.
Listen, it's overcomplicated and stupid, just like how the movie is.
I mean, I guess, but like, there's a weirdness in terms of, I guess, like believability when it comes to this stuff. I mean, obviously, I guess it just has to do with the original Dragon Ball being a manga and then an anime, and in that sort of realm of animation and stuff, it's
you can get away with a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, suspension of disbelief is like relatively like high because it's sort of just like, well, this is clearly not like reality.
Mm-hmm.
So it's why like I think a lot of people like to. I think why a lot of people sort of like a lot of musicals nowadays.
Yeah.
Are more or less seen as an animated film style, like the Disney movies and all that stuff. Because when you look at a musical in real life, at least when it's not on the stage, when it's a movie musical, it is a little weird. But it's less weird when it's in animation because, like,
oh, here they come. It's time to sing.
Yeah, because like in like real life, that's just kind of bizarre, right? Like West Side Story. Really weird that these gangs just sing and dance instead of just stabbing each other. I mean, they do that, but
they gotta sing and dance first.
Yeah, it's very weird. But
all three of us in there like, wait, how did you guys break into dance and know like all this choreography and shit? What the fuck happened?
But yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I guess when it comes to like trying to put Dragon Ball onto like the live action screen, it is like there is a lot of belief, like suspension of disbelief is just like not nearly as high, right?
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Daniel? Why I think it just doesn't? It just as an adaptation, it just doesn't work.
I think it's mostly probably because of poor timing. Because back when Fox, I think it was Fox that was making this movie. Yeah, Fox. When he saw like Dragon Ball becoming like stupid popular, like almost up to the levels of like a Pokemon over here, they were like, "Hey, we should try to get the rights to this anime." So they talked to Toei, they talked to Toriyama, and they got the rights from him. But then later on, as they were going through like development hell, rewriting the script and everything. Even the budget was bigger originally. The popularity waned off a bit. Not to say it's not popular back then. It still kind of was, but we started to get new animes. People were going crazy for like One Piece or Naruto, and because of that, Fox, they were starting to get a little worried and saying like, maybe we should like bring the the production level down, maybe lower to a more something where we don't lose our money. And so because of that, they probably scaled back a lot of things. So a lot of script, the script probably went through like a bunch of rewrites as well. And so after going through all that and taking their sweet time, make sure they try to make a good Dragon Ball movie, which we didn't happen. We got Dragon Ball Evolution instead.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Didn't Dragon Ball Evolution come out in like 2007?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Somewhere in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like around that time, that's where like everyone started going crazy about Naruto and like Rasengan, Ninja Runs, and all that kind of stuff. And especially with One Piece, I think people were still watching the 4 kids version until we actually got the good versions. But
I stand by the One Piece rap. It's still pretty good.
I mean, okay.
Out of context.
But so yeah,
Out of
like
context.
since everyone's since Naruto became more popular than Dragon Ball around that time, they gotta have to scale things back. They didn't want to risk putting too much money into something that's losing popularity. So yeah, I think everything got scaled back, and I think they said that
It looks scaled back too, doesn't it? It looks very cheap.
yeah, when you look at it, like they look like they just went to a rental high school in California, and then they just filmed there, and then they rented out a
Yeah,
house for that party scene.
yeah. It feels very cheap. I mean, is there any more you want to say, or you want me to take over for the next one? For this one.
Uh, no, I think I pretty much I just already said it. What's out there.
I mean, I think both of you guys were saying like basically the great points there. One, it just feels very weird to adapt something that really is popular and went down for a lot of mainstream people, and the fact that, as Joe was saying, it feels very weird as an adaptation that they chose to take. Unlike most adaptations, they tend to take in some of the good and some of the bad out, and some of them in and all that kind of stuff. Like look at any Harry Potter film, look at any like article or video that explains like the stuff they've taken out, and you kind of understand why they took out that stuff. And with Dragon Ball, it's like it's set in a book or in some case for those of you that don't read the manga, or an anime that has like a set pace, then you're trying to rush everything over. Like I remember back in the day, people like my friends were saying, why didn't they just adapt the Red Ribbon Army storyline? And I'm like, well, then how much is it in there for you to take in and take out? You know, what do you take in and take out of and all this stuff? And heck, you guys can go back to our first episode ever. It was just basically, us talking to me and Kelvin talking about, why anime adaptations like never work in live action. So that pretty much that sums up all our conversations. I'm going to get back to that. I feel like we should. But anyways, I always feel like this movie was never meant to like make it to screen because there's a lot of stuff that let's face it. Would it make any sense for the actor playing Goku if they'd ever decided to do this in the future? If God, thank God they didn't, went Super Saiyan all of a sudden, how that would look?
Yeah.
It would look stupid, just like how it was when he turned into the great ape Ozaru.
Which, to be fair, in the original, he's a literal giant ape, like the size of Godzilla
Yeah,
or King Kong.
I mean, yeah, I'll give them that, but still,
But here, he's just like he's slightly bigger and just looks like a big gorilla.
pretty much, yeah.
yeah. It's like no.
Yeah, it's definitely a little weird.
I mean, like, and another thing is that you kind of have to understand that Dragon Ball was inspired by basically the most well-known like Asian story ever, which is Journey to the West, the story of the Monkey King.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's who Goku is. He is the Monkey King.
Son Goku.
Yeah.
Son Wukong.
Son Wukong. Son Goku, which is the name they give him, and his actual name in Japanese is basically the Japanese translation of Son Wukong, the Monkey King.
Yeah.
So that's like that's basically like all you had. That's basically like what you could have done to make as more of like Dragon Ball Z with with a little bit more of a Monkey King storyline. Like Forbidden Kingdom kind of stuff, which is like one of my favorite kung fu movies, even though it's kind of I mean, Dan, I know you're with me on that.
Yeah.
Listen, I just wish a little more Jackie Chan versus Jet Li fight. That's all I wanted. But you know what I found interesting? The actor who played Goku did his fucking homework. Like he read all of Dragon Ball Z, watched all the anime, even read Journey of the West, only to be told, "Yeah, we're not doing that shit. We're gonna make you like a angsty teenage high schooler."
That is true. I was actually going to try to bring that up. That he actually did, his work. He went through like Dragon Ball Z, even going as far to look at what inspired the Dragon Ball series in general, Journey to the West, only to find out that everything is being completely different from what he studied for.
Oh yeah, no. I would say check out the Matt Muscles video about Dragon Ball Evolution because that explains all the bad as to why it failed as a movie. They're like, let's move on to something else where like, why this was never going to work. And Joy, you want to start off with that?
Well, I think for me, like I think it relates to what Daniel said earlier about sort of, I guess, the idea of that it's not going to be popular when it comes out. Because if I am correct that the movie came out in 2007, then this was sort of like, it's the lull of like, I guess, Dragon Ball hype in the West, mainly because I think GT was already over. And nobody was like, and everybody was like, "Yeah, that's all right, I guess." There's no Dragon Ball Z. So I think it is a bit of like that, where like not even like hardcore Dragon Ball fans were gonna come and watch this because, like, obviously, I think for them they knew almost immediately like this is not Dragon Ball at all. This is no, I'm leaving.
It doesn't have any of the feel when it comes to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, like OG, not even Dragon Ball Z. It just doesn't feel like it. Like tone isn't like there, and like you can obviously tell like not even the people making it. Like obviously, I think the actors probably cared enough because obviously, I guess the guy who played Goku cared enough to do his research and try to be faithful to the character. But I'm assuming the producers and probably the director were like, whatever. It's just a Japanese cartoon that we're making into a Hollywood blockbuster. Who cares? And I think a bit of that is partially the reason why it was never going to work. Because if the producers and the directors don't care about being super faithful and just using using the title of the property as money, then like you're not going to get the hardcore fans to show up, and not even the casuals are going to be like Dragon Ball, whatever, So
I mean, that tells you like they screwed up the way the in-universe powers work. Like they basically equated it to like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like they were talking about airbending and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, wait, airbending? That's not how it works. Like if you watch Dragon Ball Z or whichever the iterations of Dragon Ball there is, it's always like ki, which is like your inner energy kind of stuff. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked, and that's how you're able to elevate it through training and strength and all that kind of stuff. But here it's like no, you just use airbending, and then it's like just you push of the wind, and that's it. And I'm like, all right, sure, whatever.
Yeah. It was kind of bad.
It was bad.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I think that's sort of partially like I think why it sort of failed because like realistically, when it came out, I think no one really cared enough to go watch it. Right, the hype was essentially gone. That's why I feel like whenever I hear about all of these other movies or stuff going around about anime adaptations, like what is it? They're still wanting to make a Naruto live action movie.
No.
Which obviously is a bad idea for multiple reasons. One of which I think includes the fact that the Naruto hype has sort of died down realistically, right? Like Boruto is around, but no one, at least I don't care about Boruto.
Like, and you've seen the show, and you're like, it's not a bad show. I just don't care.
Yeah, like I don't. It's like I've seen I've seen the Boruto anime, and I'm like, I don't care. Like I don't know. It's just so like so when it comes to like a lot of these stuff, as well as like some like not even like when it comes to anime, like video game movie stuff, like the Uncharted movie with Tom Holland as a young Nathan Drake or whatever. They're showing up, and it's like,
when was the last Uncharted game we had?
Oh, that was The Lost Legacy, and that's been a while back. I think maybe in 2017 or 16. I don't remember, but yeah, it's been quite a while.
Yeah, Uncharted 4, like what, 2015?
Uncharted 4, yeah, that was even way longer.
Yeah, so like it feels like the hype for like an Uncharted movie it's kind of like down. That's sort of like the weird thing that I noticed. And maybe it's because a lot of these movies go through development hell, and it's like, oh crap, how do we do this? How do we do that? How do we?
Remember when they were supposed to make a God of War movie?
Remember when they were gonna make a Halo movie?
You guys remember when they were trying to make an Akira movie?
They're still trying to. But
And that movie's been in development hell since I don't know how long. It's been in there for a long ass time.
They said, what's his name, the director from Get Out, Jordan Peele was supposedly gonna direct, but no, it's gonna be Taika Waititi. But that's when he's like, he'll start doing it when he feels like he's got it down perfectly.
Yeah, so like I think that's just part of it, right? It's just a lot of these movies go through development hell, and by the time like either I'm guessing the producers are like, screw it, we're gonna lose the license to make the movie, just make a movie anyway, or they're like, or by the time where they feel like they got it ready to go, there's no audience left for it because no one cares anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, it is interesting because it feels kind of funny because when I think about it, when Dragon Ball: The Battle of Gods movie came out,
oh yeah,
like people like I think like that sort of caused the new like Dragon Ball boom again
yeah,
because it was like, wait, this is like an actual like follow up continuation to Z, and then it leads into super anime, and you get all the other stuff.
Then you get the Broly, which was like crazy amount of money they made out of that.
Yeah, so like I mean, I am kind of shocked that no one's talking about another live action Dragon Ball, but knowing Evolution, I kind of understand why no one wants to touch it.
Yeah, no, it's still a sour. The fact that we're still talking about it tells you how effective it was at being a bad anime movie.
I mean, yeah.
Like it is the poster child of bad anime.
Yeah, and just to bring up like Dragon Ball Super again, the reason that Dragon Ball Super existed is because Toriyama doesn't want the last piece of media or memory about Dragon Ball to be about that movie.
That's right, he did say that, and look what we got. Thank God.
Well, I mean, Super's alright, but it's okay.
Hey, we got that cool ass fight with Jiren though.
Say again?
Jiren? We got the ultimate fight where he goes like Ultra Instinct and everything.
Sure, we did get that. That was pretty good.
I mean, yeah, but it's not Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, come on. I still remember like that fight is insane. It's so insane that they were like showing it publicly in Mexico, and then I don't know exactly who received that letter, but they received a letter from Japan saying, "Do not show Dragon Ball in public, please."
Yeah, it was the Mexican government. No, yeah, I think the government of Japan.
Yeah,
I think
like
totally was.
Yeah, they got a letter from the Japanese embassy in Mexico saying, "Please do not show like Japanese media publicly like that."
Jesus Christ, really? That's crazy.
Dude, I don't know. That's just so bizarre, but whatever. But yeah, there's a multitude of factors that were like pretty clear. I guess in a post mortem of Dragon Ball Evolution, where you could see like, oh yeah, this is never gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Anything to add, Daniel?
I mean, all I can say is that while this movie probably could have been salvaged, it could have been done a better job, being a little bit more faithful to the source material.
I think that's the big problem with it. It just doesn't. I can't remember where I saw this. That I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. It's one of the voice actors for Dragon Ball. He was the voice actor for Krillin, and he talked about the reason he just didn't like the movie, and like it usually boils down to like you're forgetting that the fact that Dragon Ball was basically like a weird version of Journey to the West.
I thought he didn't like it because there wasn't a Krillin.
That too. There was no Krillin.
Oh yeah, there was not a Krillin.
That's like my biggest issue. No Krillin, no Dragon Ball. He's the most important side character of all time.
He's Goku's best friend.
He's literally the strongest human being in the world, technically, right?
Well, what is Tien?
A loser.
Fair enough.
His last good moment was hitting Cell with the
triangle beam, where
yeah. Then they shafted him. They shafted him hard.
But you want to know who got shafted real hard? Yamcha.
Yeah, but he was always
He could have had his moments.
I mean, he was a badass in the original Dragon Ball. They could have saved the sequel, to make him look like a joke.
True.
Honestly, fair, they kind of just make Yamcha a joke in the evolution anyway. So
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a horrible scene. The fact that he was like talking about how he got steamed on his nuts.
uh, although at the same time, seems like a Yamcha thing to do.
It does seem like a Yamcha thing,
Yeah.
though. It does seem like a Yamcha thing. And at least he's good in like I'm not the biggest Yamcha fan, but at least he's fun to play with on Fighter Z.
Yeah. Like, at least he's not low tier or anything. He's actually a good fighter character.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, thank God for fucking Arc System works, right?
Hell yeah.
I mean, like, let's. I think now we can go and talk about like just why like anime adaptations like these just don't work, especially if, like shonen titles like Naruto and all that stuff. Just that they just never really. You can get something to work, but the problem is that they're usually too cost effective. It's too.
I could argue against that a bit. So, Eli, did you know there was a live action Fist of the North Star movie?
I know there was, and I don't talk about that.
Yeah, but if you actually, see clips of it at least, you could tell they were trying to be faithful to the source material as much as they could. And you kind of got the feel of it down and everything. It's just that, they don't have the production value to make everything look good.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks awkward. Like, it literally looks like a fan-made movie.
I still remember the exploding head thing. That was stupid.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I'm saying. Like that's something that only needs to be in anime, not in live action. Because if we were to do like the fast, rapid punches, it would look really awkward in live action. It would no and tail would work well with like me going ha ta 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 as I'm punching the trying to punch the
Like,
camera.
he doesn't even do that. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
No, he does not. It's like, what's the point? And like,
Yeah.
I am really.
That's basically what I was saying before, that you could try to make it as faithful as you can. It just won't work out well. But
No, it
it
wasn't.
will be 100 times better than what happened with Dragon Ball Evolution.
I mean, here's the thing: Dragon Ball Evolution pretty much like ignored everything that made Dragon Ball so appealing to a lot of the fans. The fun aspects of it, the cool actions scenes, which granted, the better action scenes were more in Z than it was in like Dragon Ball. But a lot of the charm that made Dragon Ball was not there. That's basically the main problem that a lot of us fans have with this movie is that it really just doesn't have the charm that we come to know with Dragon Ball. And if anyone wants to take the baton from there.
I will say that in theory, I think you could make a live action anime, but I think as always, when it comes to adaptations, it always has to be like it has to be one that like either you can that's grounded enough where you can make it work in the live action, which is why I think the Death Note adaptation was so disappointing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's all there, and it's like it didn't make it work at all. Or like I guess when Daniel mentioned the live action This is North Star, where clearly it's more of a then you need like a certain budget to make it look good. Because I imagine, although I guess to be fair, like if you had all the money in the world, I'm not exactly sure how well exploding heads and exploding bodies would be.
I mean, they kept that movie PG-13, so they really couldn't go, full out, explosions everywhere and stuff
Well,
like that.
no, then. If you're making a Fist of the North Star movie, why not go all hard R?
Now you gotta understand, this is back before like pop culture media, stuff like the stuff we like. It was still kind of a niche thing, so they don't want to go all the way too far and lose some potential money or whatever. So they try to keep things, lower down. it took a long ass time until we were able, to convince studios and stuff like we want Deadpool to be rated R, and they listen, and then we got the one of the most bloodiest, actionist, Deadpool movies ever.
Oh yeah, no, that was good. And let us have Logan too.
Yeah, Logan as well.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing. Like where a lot of the stuff works better with animation because you can get away with it. You like exploding heads, sure, you can just like make it seem like they're you just don't show the exploding heads. You just show a big pile of blood. That's just it.
I mean, yeah. I will say though, if there's any anime that I think is worth making live action, that I think could actually be pulled off pretty decently well. In this time,
I know what this is going.
And then in this time of age, it would be JoJo's Part 1.
I could see that. Like,
it's just short enough to where you could probably fit it in under 3 hours and not miss a whole lot of stuff. And it's easy enough to understand for I think most general audiences. Vampires, some like karate,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
once we get into Part 3, however, if you can't make that into a movie for obvious reasons.
I mean, Hollywood, they got the. I think Hollywood could get away with it. I mean, if they put enough money, to get the rights to say, certain band names in the film, I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, I could definitely see not just Part 1, but also that battle tendency with Joseph. I could definitely see them working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Part 2 could also work as well. But once you start getting into Part 3 and all the other ones, they're just too
Once you get to the stands, where it's more like, okay, how do we do this?
Yeah, because even the Part 4 live action movie that was made in Japan is very off.
I mean, I seen the movie, I actually own it, but some things are a little bit weird. I mean, I'm kind of glad we don't have Red Hot Chili Pepper in the film because that's a really weird stand design to be putting in the movie. But surprisingly, it can work a bit. But yeah, sometimes we get to a point where it gets a little bit too weird. Like, how do we translate that into live action? Just look at Sonic the Hedgehog. Originally, they were trying to make him look realistic, and we hated it. And they finally, made him into a way where he looks appealing. Easy on the eyes. It doesn't look ugly or anything like that.
Yeah, and I will definitely, when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, I definitely do like the design a lot more. Heck, I kind of I know some people are like, no, make it even more like video game Sonic, and it's you realize he has that weird eye thing. It just looks bizarre. It's better this way that he at least has a separation of his eyes.
Or it's just one there's no indent in there for it to separate the eyes.
Yeah.
We have noses.
Yeah, which for me is probably an improvement of the Sonic design. It's oh, thank God, that doesn't look weird to me. So
So yeah, so while some designs can be a bit weird, if done, with proper care, it can translate well to live action.
Mm-hmm. And me and Kelvin had this kind of conversation before, and most times, like I said, it was our first episode ever, and it's still a topical thing because we can still talk about today because they still try to make these live action anime, even though once again we've said it before. Have you not looked at Dragon Ball Evolution? Stop, because isn't J.J. Abrams supposed to be doing that?
He's making a Your Name movie, right? Well, he's not making it. I think he's producing / writing it.
And that.
Yeah, I already know. This one making some weird changes. They're making the girl Native American, and then the boys some random white kid in some suburbs. So they're already heavily changing the whole story and characters.
Yeah, which I get why you're doing it, but I mean, here's my thing, and this can tie into Dragon Ball. If you don't get the whole point of the story, then don't do it. Kind of thing. But then he might think he knows it, he might not. I mean, I kind of don't trust him with this. I don't trust him with Your Name. Do you trust him with Your Name, Daniel?
No, not at all. No.
Given his track record as of late, probably not. But I mean, it's gonna be the director's not Abrams; it's somebody else. I forget who it is, but yeah, it definitely seems like what they're essentially sort of trying. Like, you can only hope that they're taking the themes of Your Name because I haven't watched the movie. I know one of my friends from college loves the movie. It's like one of his favorite movies of all time. But I feel like as long as I guess you can capture the themes of that of the Your Name movie and put it into live action and slightly Americanize it just so that like American audience can understand a little bit.
And
of
it all has to end with them going to the prom together.
How can they be going to the prom together when they live like she lives on a Native American reservation in Arizona and he's in fucking Chicago?
Is that what's happening?
No, but I would believe that to be fact.
Still, it's good stuff. How am I gonna end up with him in the prom? Because for a reason, it's always a high school thing. It's always gonna end in the
Well, to
prom.
be fair, aren't the characters in Your Name in high school?
I don't remember that they are in school.
Yeah.
Listen, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's gonna be a Freaky Friday situation. Though. That's all I know.
I mean, that's kind of how they're probably gonna have to sell it. It's Freaky Friday, but like different.
It's like we switched bodies, and I still don't have a date to the prom.
Oh no!
As you guys are wondering, we're referencing the Harry Patronage. Harry Partridge, or what's his name?
Harry Partridge.
Harry Partridge.
Yeah.
Video of his funny take on an American Akira, and it always ends with like, "But the prom."
Yeah, then all over his box you see like Subway, Burger King, all these product placements on his motorcycle.
Yeah, because the idea was it had been made by who was it? Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Who was like hot shit at the time because he was making Transformer movies.
Yeah.
Which is God. Oh my God! Imagine if fucking Michael. I'm gonna call him Michael Bay made Dragon Ball Evolution.
I can tell you this much.
I mean, at least there'll be a bunch of explosions, just like in the show.
And a lot of, I guess, probably would get to see boneless panties this time. Not like that. Well, I guess to be fair, in the original it wasn't tasteful anyway.
It was never tasteful.
It was never tasteful.
Here we are, sexualizing a supposedly underage.
You know, Japan's gonna Japan, man. What can you do?
What can you do?
Many different cultures and shit, man.
I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, we can say this: Dragon Ball Evolution was probably one of the worst anime to film adaptations we've ever seen in our lives. Everyone feels so sorry about it. I've yet to see anyone say like, "No, I kind of liked it. I kind of like it." No, I've heard everyone hate it.
I think if you never heard of Dragon Ball before, you'd be like, I guess it's all right.
It's a bad movie, but
it's not offensive or anything. But if you even have cursory knowledge of Dragon Ball or just anime in general, just like this is an abomination to mankind, and it has to be stopped. We can never have another Dragon Ball Evolution ever again, which is why it is so crazy that you have like Avi Arad, the producer of the Spider-Man movies, being like, I want to make a Naruto movie. That seems pretty cool. It's like, no.
And it's remember hearing they're getting the director for The Greatest Showman to do it. Apparently, he's like a fan.
I don't know who the director for The Greatest Showman is.
Who that guy is?
But you know the movie.
I
mean, all I know is it was Oscar bait and it didn't win any awards, I think.
No. But imagine this. Hugh Jackman as Asuma Sorachubby.
Wait. God. What?
Don't tell me that's good casting.
It's all right.
I mean, I guess it could be worse.
You can see it. You can see them pulling it off. I don't know who the fuck will play Kakashi.
I just want Danny DeVito in there now. What are you playing? Oh, maybe the gang boss at who's blocking the bridge.
In the first arc?
Yeah, in the first arc.
Damn, I can totally see that. Him getting stabbed by Zabuza? Holy shit.
Ah, I got stabbed.
He secretly sells lemons on the side.
Like, so this guy was coming at me, so I threw out my Razagons. Then he ran away, and then I don't run so good, so I just kept shooting Razagons while running after him.
Yeah.
We're just pitching Danny DeVito to be like his most sunniest ever in the Naruto movie. That's all we're saying.
I mean, Danny DeVito can make a lot of movies pretty good.
He can do no wrong.
Not yet,
Not
but
yet.
you know, never say never when it comes to Hollywood.
I guess, yeah.
But,
I mean, it's oh my god. If they make the Naruto live action movie, that's gonna be the new Dragon Ball Evolution for us, isn't it?
if it's somehow good, it will be like the weirdest thing ever, right?
Here's the thing: are they gonna make it a franchise? Because that's the thing with Hollywood. They are
Obviously.
franchise.
I mean, I'm
Obviously.
pretty sure they are. I mean, they tried to turn Dragon Ball Evolution into a franchise. There was toys, and there was even a shitty PS. There was
They edited it.
there was a shitty PSP Dragon Ball Evolution game.
I remember that.
I think it was running on one of those Budokai Tenkaichi's engine. I could be wrong, but yeah, it just tried so hard to play like a Dragon Ball fighting game.
All I remember is that the fact that they let Piccolo survive, leading up to a potential sequel, and I'm like, but why? You didn't get any of the characters. Like, it's just so sad because we all know that you didn't get any of the characters right. They butchered Roshi. I wouldn't say they butchered Piccolo because Piccolo's Piccolo.
I mean,
yeah,
he's supposed to be King Piccolo, not like
not regular Piccolo.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then like everything else is and they butchered the Kamehameha because it looked more like a spirit ball than Kamehameha.
Didn't look like anything. It was a gust of wind.
Me.
No, but he did like the little hands in the air and it's like a ball. He just pushes himself forward.
Really? Because I thought he did the classic like that.
No, he did not.
Okay.
Did he do the classic hand sign? No, he did
I don't
not.
remember him doing that.
I will look this up for us, but I'm too scared of having that in my memory again.
So yeah, no, Dragon Ball Evolution, don't watch it.
Don't.
There's a lot of reasons as to why it's bad.
I mean, there's a bunch of other anime movies that are better.
It's like bad as a film, not just as a film, but always just because it's bad from the perspective of Dragon Ball Z fans. If you just watch it without having any knowledge of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball or Super or whatever, you'll still find it bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
Objectively, it's not that great of a movie.
No, I got
No.
that. I do feel bad for my friend whose fiance now likes that movie.
I don't. I think I don't know who you're talking about. So.
Yeah, both of you don't know what I'm talking about. This is my fellow training partner. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Listen, you know what's weird though? I'll say this. There's like this comic that's very like Dragon Ball Z inspired. I highly recommend. It's called No One Left to Fight. It's like you read it and you're like, holy shit, this is basically Dragon Ball Z.
Like, is it actually its own original thing, or is it like Diesel, or it's literally ripping off everything from JoJo?
It's its own little thing, man. Like Goku and Chi-Chi don't end up together because Goku has what's the word I'm looking for?
He literally just promised Cheryl I'll marry you, thinking it was going to be a fight or something.
Oh no, man! They go drag. There's a point where like they start going like. If I showed you the designs, you'd be like, okay, I can see the Dragon Ball inspired. But anyways, I recommend that. It's a lot of fun. The art's cool. But to end it off, yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time. If you're gonna watch a live action anime movie, I guess the Rurouni Kenshin movies.
I mean, there is. I'll name some. I'm gonna put my mic here so people can hear. So yeah, I would recommend. Let's say Edge of Tomorrow. I didn't realize that was based off a manga until I looked into it.
That did work out.
It's a good movie from what I heard. And same with Alita Battle Angel. It's on my list to watch. Her people liked it a lot. And this one I have seen, and I could definitely vouch for Speed Racer. The best Hollywood anime movie ever made. I promise you, it's faithful. It has the spirit of the original show and everything. I believe it's still on HBO Max. Give it a watch. You'll love it.
That was the most anime live action adaptation of an anime I've ever seen anime.
And it works.
Well, Palki's working on it.
We just basically go all fanboy.
Yeah.
Fangirlish at this point.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like, really, he's not wrong on that one. You can't deny that.
I know I'm right. Like, I have, like, inside a Speed Racer bust I have has, like, all the episodes of Speed Racer in English and in the original Japanese dubbing. I even have, like, the 90s remake, too, that never got finished dubbing in America.
I think I remember seeing that one once. But, yeah, so that's going to be the end of the episode. We just hear us talk about how bad DragonBall Evolution is, and who knows. I mean, me and Kelvin, whenever he comes back, have said that we want to do another. We want to come back to that first episode again. Who knows? We want to bring everybody. We want to bring the whole group in, us three and plus Kelvin.
Yeah.
Now that would be an interesting conversation. Why a lot of action animes don't work. Part 2.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, we could all just banter and shit. Just give our thoughts.
Yeah.
And react. And if that ever comes, and if that dreaded day ever comes when we see a live action Naruto, God help us all.
Oh boy.
God.
Let's just hope it stays in development hell.
No, I don't want him to stay in development hell. I want him to stay in hell. Anyways, that's the end of the episode, guys. Thanks for checking us out. If you follow us on any site, you should follow us on our social media, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll find a link tree to all of our podcasting sites that we are officially on, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Spotify, Pandora, all the like. You also find links to the YouTube for you audio listeners to finally put a face to our voice. You know, me, Joy, and Kelvin. Kelvin and Daniel. Sorry, I missed him already. And, you know, if you follow us on YouTube, you can give us a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. Give us an idea what we could do. And, you know, just help us out whatever you can over there. Algorithm's weird. Let's try to see if we can figure that out. And if you want to help us out in any form or way possible, we do have a Patreon where no matter how much you subscribe to us, we'll gladly accept, and so that we can do some really crazy stuff. I know because of current events, we can't do a lot of the stuff that we want to do. That trust me when I say, when we're allowed to go back, holy shit, we got a lot of crazy stuff planned. But anyways, that's gonna be us for today. Thank you for checking us out. Yeah, DragonBall Evolution sucks. There's no other way we can say it. And it's still a bane in our souls. That's how much it hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. It's just sitting there. Not at a Walmart, just at a gas station from the dollar DVD bin.
In the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, guys, thanks for checking us out. Have a good one. It's been your boy, Eli.
This is Daniel. Please watch Speed Racer.
It's been me, Joe.
Well, let's hope for his version of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure movie.
Never gonna happen.
Anyways, guys, have a good one. Peace.